Hello. This is Tony with the Why, the Simple Guy, coming to you with S.S.P, Simple Success Principles. Hey, I'm glad you are hanging in there with me. And like I said before, I am going to continue to talk as we head down the home stretch about about the downloads that I'm going to be putting together. And there's a book, 21 Days to a More Impactful You, that I'm going to be putting together as a download. It's going to be free. It's going to be free. Okay. And then there's going to be another download that I'm going to put together, and it's going to be the most commonly used words, about 50 of them, the most commonly used words. And if you use these words, what will happen is, as you continue to practice these words, put these things into practice, or what you're going to wind up doing is you're going to, when you pick up a book to read, you'll see these words, you'll know what these words are, and it's going to help you. It's a tool that you're going to use on your way to becoming an effective reader. So let's get into this chapter. All right. Colorful cards. I like the colorful cards. Right. Highlighter. Ink pen. Remember, if you think it, ink it. Water. High quality H2O. You know, as I change my environment a little bit, and glasses, you know, last but not least, glasses. So we're going to jump right into this episode. Okay. Chapter 24, no doesn't mean never. It says, after we finished the 18 hole, Eric suggested that we have lunch at Pebble Beach Clubhouse. And soon I was enjoying the best BLT I ever tasted. So did Kurt and Cheryl. So did Kurt and Cheryl answer your questions, Eric asked. Yes, they did, I said, nodding. Good. Well, if you don't mind, I have a question I'd like to ask each of you, Eric said, looking to Kurt and Cheryl. Sure, of course, they said in unison. It's the same question for both of you. The question is, besides the basic concept of going for no and increasing your failure rate, what is the one piece of advice you'd offer to anyone who wants to be outrageously as successful at selling? Ladies first, Kurt said to Cheryl with a devious smile. Gee, thanks for putting me on the hot seat, Cheryl kidded. That is not a test, guys, Eric reassured her. I just want my brother to learn everything he can from your experience. Well, Cheryl began, the best piece of advice I can offer is to learn that no doesn't mean never. It means not yet. Statistically, research shows that 44% of salespeople give up after one no. 22 more give up after the second no. 14% give up after the third no. 12 more give up after the fourth no. What does that come to? I did some quick math in my head. 92%, I replied. Correct. 92% of all salespeople give up without asking for the sales a fifth time. But research also shows that 60% of all customers say no 4 times before they finally say yes. That means the quickest way to separate yourself from the rest of the pack is to get at least 5 no's from everyone you try to sell to. And you track that, I asked? Absolutely, she responded. I can look at my records and tell you exactly how many times each prospect has turned me down. I never leave a prospect's office without getting at least one no, because a no is always better than getting a let me think about it. In what way could that be better? I asked, intrigued. Because when I get someone to say no, I can immediately move to the next step, which is to ask why. Let me think about it teaches me absolutely nothing, but if they said no, and I follow up with why, now I'm on the verge of discovering what I need to do to make the next, to do next to make the sale. And she usually does, Eric added with a smile. When a potential customer says no, most salespeople hear never. But what I hear is not yet, Cheryl said in conclusion. That reminds me of the Alan Breed story, Kurt said. Who is Alan Breed? I asked. Do you have an airbag in your car? Kurt asked. Sure. Well, that airbag is there because of Alan Breed. Back in 1967, Alan Breed began offering the airbag sensors he invented to Detroit automakers. But the big three told him to get lost. They weren't interested in such an expensive item they perceived as unnecessary. But Breed didn't go away. Not only did he keep pestering the automakers, but he also invested huge quantities of time and money lobbying Congress. Finally, almost 20 years after he started, Congress passed legislation mandating the use of airbags. 20 years? That's some kind of failure quotient. You haven't heard anything yet, Eric interjected, nodding for Kurt to continue. It still took another 10 years before his first big sale was made, Kurt said. In 1995, almost 30 years after Breed's first rejection, Breed Technologies sold 23 million airbag sensors for a net profit of almost $120 million. I think it's fair to say that most people would have heard no, Eric said, but Alan Breed chose to hear not yet. And that story brings up another question, Schultz said. Did Breed earn $123 million in 1995, or did he earn $4 million a year for every year he was willing to hear no? I'm going to put a pin in it right here, and we'll come back and we will pick it up a little later on. But one of the things I want to talk about is, you notice this book is titled Go for No, and it told the story about this gentleman by the name of Alan Breed and the airbag. And 30 years later, he became a success. Why? Because he had the fortitude, I'm going to use this word, fortitude, to stay the course no matter what. That's what fortitude means. Fortitude means you have the resolve, you have the mindset to stay the course no matter what's being told to you, no matter what's being said, you continue to move forward. So with that being said, when I put you on this reading program, as far as me being TonY with a Y, the simple guy, I want you to have the fortitude that no matter what, no matter how many times you struggle through words, that you continue to have the fortitude to power past that and get the job done and finish the book. It may take you longer than it takes some people. Okay, it may take you a year to get the book done. It may take you 6 months. It may take you a month. But here's the key, like Alan Breed, have the fortitude to continue to stay on the course until you get it finished. That's where the growth comes from. The growth comes from the process. See, he grew in that process. He grew into the man that he became, and he wasn't looking at the paycheck. He was looking at the safety of drivers being on the road. There was a problem. He saw a need, and he had a solution to that need, and he believed in it. He was passionate. But one of the things that he had, that I can tell you that he had, was fortitude. He did not let the word no deter him from his vision, from his dream. He took a concept that was not available to anything, had an ideal, and he launched it forward. And you know what? I am so honored that I had a chance to reread this story again, because it fires me up. It fires me up and gets me going. And so I want to tell you, the word is fortitude, meaning you have to stick to it, meaning don't let anybody deter you from your goal. If it takes you a year, hey, let it take you a year. If it takes you 6 months, let it take you 6 months. And so I've been on this journey for a long time, and I had the fortitude to stay the course. My goal was to read the Bible in a year. And so one of the things that I did was, I picked it up after I read several books, and I started. Everything begins with the start. You have to start. But here's the key, okay? Here's one of the main TonY with the Y Simple Guy principles, keys that I have that got me to the end of reading a Bible in a year. I got started and I didn't quit. I'm going to say that again. I got started and I didn't quit. So I had the fortitude, right, to continue to read as I needed to read in order for me to read the Bible in one whole year. How hot is that? That's hot. So I'm letting you know that if I can do it, TonY with the Y, the Simple Guy, you can do it. Because you're my Simple Success Principle students, right? I'm teaching you a principle on how to become the most powerful reader that you can be. I'm not saying that you have to put yourself up there with everybody else. No, just be the best reader that you can be. I want you to be the best reader that you can be, not the best reader that you're working to emulate somebody else. Oh, I want to read like him, or I want to read like her, I want to read like this person, I want to read like, no. I want you to be the best reader that you can be. See, I'm the best reader that I can be. I don't compare myself to anybody else. That's the reason why I've grown the way I've grown. So I just want to let you know, this is TonY with the Y, the Simple Guy. I know it took a long time, but the key word is fortitude. I want you to have the fortitude to power through to the end of this book, because I have some free blessings that I'm going to bless you with. Free links that you'll be able to click on, you'll be able to download them, you'll be able to read them over and over again, and they're simple. They're small, short, and simple. So this is TonY with the Y, the Simple Guy, saying, dream big, but keep it simple. Why? Because you'll never be bigger than your dreams. I will talk with you in the next episode. Take care, take charge, talk to you later.